Happy Black History Month. My name is Sylvia England, founder and executive director for the African American Museum at the England Manor, also known as the England Manor Underground Railroad Museum. Today I am partnering with the Waukegan Park District to bring to you one of my delicious soul food recipes. I am going to be cooking vegetarian collard greens for you today. So let's get cooking. This is what you're going to need in order to make those delicious vegetarian collard greens. You're going to need a large pot with a lid, liquid measuring cup, dry measuring cup, measuring spoons, a chef's knife that's sharp, a small spoon, and a spoon to stir the greens with. Of course, collard greens, and you'll notice that I chose small leaves, baking soda, bouillon cubes, an onion, green pepper, garlic, crushed red pepper, coconut oil, liquid smoke, and my favorite ingredient, Creole seasoning. Now, if you choose to garnish or put something on your collard greens after they're cooked, you could put green onions, hot sauce, or tomato. Now, I also brought my secret, the vinegar water to wash the collard greens with. So with that, it's time to start chopping. So the first step is to wash the collard greens, and remember I said that I looked for nice clean leaves, but you still have to wash them. So I washed these ahead of time so that I could just tell you how to do it. I spray them real good with my vinegar water, and then I run water on top of that, and then I pour baking soda all over them, wipe them off a little bit, and then run water on them. And run your water on them. So now for the second step, I take and I place my collard greens on top of each other like this. Now move this over to the side, and I roll my collard greens. Cooking soul food is more than just getting collard greens out of a bag. It's technique and also seasoning. So once I have it rolled like this, I'm going to cut it. So as I cut, you notice I had them rolled, I cut them in spirals, and then I turned them and I cut them again so that I would have small pieces. So with the pot, before I put that in, I'm going to add my bouillon cubes and water or chicken broth. Either one works. Okay, so I'm adding 2 cups of water to 1 bouillon cube, and I'm going to put it on the stove so that it can get hot. So the pot is on the stove, and I put the bouillon cube and the hot water in that so that it could boil. I am going to cut some more of the collard greens, but as you noticed, I cut the stems off. I could leave the stems on, they would still be tender, but I just choose to cut them off. So remember, small slices, and then I'm going to go back and make small pieces from this. Okay, so remember, the smaller the pieces, the faster they cook. So we're going to take the collard greens that I cut, and we're going to put them in the pot of boiling water. I put the pot on high just to get it started, and it's ready. So we're going to go ahead and put the cut collard greens in the pot. And we won't put the lid on right away. We will wait until it starts to boil again. Okay. So once you have those ingredients in, you want to make sure you go over and stir the pot. Also, turn the pot down once it's boiling. I have 2 more ingredients, an onion, and we're going to add 1/4 cup of an onion, and 1/4 cup of green pepper. Okay, so those are all of the ingredients for the vegetarian collard greens. Make sure you put the lid on, because what you want them to do is you want them to cook quickly. Remember, I pride myself on fresh fruits and vegetables and cooking a soul food meal or recipe within 30 minutes. We're going to leave them in there for about 10 to 15 minutes to cook. Make sure you're checking them because you don't want your greens to scorch. Now, while they're cooking, we're going to go ahead and clean this up. Okay, they're done. I've added the green onions and the tomato. Enjoy.